Um, Here we go. The stream is starting. Hopefully there are no delays. And we are live right now as far as I can see. All right, everyone. Joe and Mike here from Build Assets Online. Welcome to the stream. Today we're going to be doing one of these videos that you see so often. 5 winning products to sell right now. July 2020, Shopify dropshipping products. These videos are really stupid, but we wanted to give our take on this because I was watching a few of them this morning, and I was looking at some of the products that, the gurus were recommending, and, we want to give our take on them, show you how stupid some of them are, and kind of give our perspective on what you should do instead. So welcome to the stream, everyone. How's it going, Mike?
Good. It's a good presentation you put together, Joe. I just looked at it now. So.
Oh, good. I'm glad you liked it.
I think it's a good one. It's gonna be a corporate hit. Did you ever think that you'd quit your job just to start making PowerPoints again?
It's a deck. In the corporate world, they call it a deck.
Oh, sorry, it's a deck.
I got the deck ready for today's meeting.
All right, guys. I'm calling a meeting. We need to figure out trending products for this quarter.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's open the kimono here and let's see what's happening in the world of dropshipping. So, for full disclosure here, I found these products by watching some other channels, and I thought they were just so stupid. So, this first one is a 30.
Whoa. Before you say that, Joe, we will be showing you alternatives to the stupidity.
Yes.
So this is not just going to be a podcast of us ragging on low ticket yet again. We will this time be providing solutions.
That's right.
So whether you're new to this or you're still looking for tips, this is going to be for you.
And we will answer all of the chats at the when we're done. Once we're done with the deck, once we're done with the slides, so we'll get to them. Don't worry, just keep leaving them there. Yes, it's a solution-oriented show. We're not just gonna bring you negativity. We're gonna bring you solutions. So, should we get to the first one?
Yeah, let's do it.
This first hot product of July 2020 is a 38 milliliter hydroponic nutrient plant solution fertilizer. So you should sell. You would pay $1.23 for it. You would spend $1.46 on shipping, so almost $3, and it would get to the customer in 30 to 50 days. So
nice.
I personally take a big problem with this one because I recently just ordered hydroponic solution from Amazon, and it got here in like a day. And who the hell who is gonna buy hydroponic solution? First of all, on a whim, and then second of all, wait 30 to 50 days for it.
Yeah, exactly. There's no point. You can find a million versions of this on Amazon and get it tomorrow. That's really the thing with low ticket. Unless you're willing to import these products yourself and do a play where you're going to put it on Amazon Prime even, and try and sell it as an FBA product or have it on your site so you can offer competitive shipping, you've already lost. Because aside from being good at marketing and being able to create good videos, you're already in a losing scenario if your shipping time is 30 to 50 days. No one's willing to wait for that. No one cares about your product that much to wait 30 to 50 days for it, unless it's something high ticket, actually.
Yeah, you're right, Mike. The longer, the more expensive it is, ironically, the longer people are willing to wait. And the best example I have is, I don't know if you could see behind me, but with this, I got a Peloton bike behind me. I bought it, because of the recent events. Not really much to do, so that bike took me like 9 weeks to get, and I was willing to wait because that was the bike I wanted. If I was just buying a $50 AliExpress stationary bike, I would have just got it anywhere.
Yeah, you have no sort of unique space in the market to justify making a customer wait 2 months for your product. Where if it's a high ticket product, chances are, unless it's just something huge and it's expensive because of just its complete mass, it's a pretty unique thing. It has some sort of value, and a customer who's willing to spend that much money has decided they prefer the specs of that product to an alternative. And so whatever the shipping time is, they've already determined that this is the product they want. So it is what it is. Nutrient solution fertilizer, there's a million things. You can go to Home Depot, you can go wherever, and you're going to find a bunch of competitors with better shipping, same price or better, and just more accessible. So you're already losing, as I've said before.
So the justification for this, Mike, is you're supposed to be selling people on an impulse purchase. Now, if I make an impulse purchase, which I actually rarely do, but say I'm in the usually my impulse purchases are like food, something like a food that I gotta, I'm in the grocery store, it's like at the end, like, oh, I gotta get that, or something like, oh, that's new, I haven't seen that before, but I want that instantly. I don't want to wait 30. Like if it's impulse, it implies instant. So it makes no sense to
yeah, it's actually it's the complete opposite of an impulsive purchase.
Yeah. So let's go to the alternative now. So instead of selling a 38 milliliter hydroponic plant solution fertilizer, I've gone to Google Shopping and found something else found some other options of things you can sell. So what do we have here? We have different options of vertical gardens. So, we have a commercial trellis, which is basically, if you are familiar with planting tomatoes, a trellis is like what the tomatoes climb up on, or like any other, if you're growing like ivy or something, or any other vine thing that has to grow, you need a trellis. So why not sell a $1,500 commercial trellis and make big money on it,
Yeah, and there's definitely some unique characteristics to all of these. I mean, even though it's a pretty simple thing, it just has to have certain, I guess, wiring for the tomatoes to grow right, whatever. They definitely have their own unique set of specs. You can see one is longer, one is more of the cylindrical type, one is more wide. And I'm sure that if you actually click into it, there's a bunch of other things that make it unique as well. So these are almost definitely stocked in the US. So it's not going to be 1 to 2 months for it to get to the customer. And yeah, people will be willing to buy these just as much as they would buy whatever that other thing was, the solution fertilizer. So
yeah. Yeah, you talked about specs. I mean, so if you go to Home Depot or whatever and you try and buy a trellis, usually they have like just a few different like tiers. So like a normal tomato one is like 3 different tiers. You can see by the picture, this trellis, I mean, it's designed in a certain way where you're gonna get a lot of tomatoes out of it. That's for sure. And then there's just other ideas you can see on this screenshot, or for the listeners out there. Vertical hydroponic system, self-watering metal wall planter, where you can just put a bunch of pots in it and just grow a bunch of stuff on your wall. That's stuff people are willing to wait for. And as a matter of fact, I also, in addition to the bike during this situation, I also ordered a hydroponic system that I keep in my kitchen, and I waited like 2 months for it. So there you go.
Yeah. I think even just to go back to the low ticket option, something that's like is it like a pot, or does it actually provide
No,
like solution?
It's just a solution.
It's just a solution itself.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're buying that, you most likely already have plants, and they need solution now.
Yeah.
So I don't even know how you could sell that.
Well, the way it was promoted, in the video that I saw, they were trying to make it seem like, hey, it's going to make the plants grow super fast. That was the angle for it. It's going to make the plants grow super fast. Which, I mean, that's any hydroponic solution. If you use it the right way, they're going to grow quick.
Yeah, but in my opinion, that would be an impulse purchase. If you already have things like sprouting, you're already taking part in that process, and you're like, I'm not getting it. And then you see an ad that's like, hey, drop, blah, blah, it grows.
That would never happen.
the plant's going to die before it even gets there.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas with the high ticket, it's more of like a planning type situation. Like someone is constructing a garden, they want to get into this, they're buying the equipment for it. And so it's a lot more beginning stages. The timeline's going to be a lot more forgiving. And yeah, it's not an impulse thing. It's like someone is planning this out, they're budgeting it, and this is what they need. And I would argue, Joe, that these non-impulse purchases are actually a lot stronger because they're probably going to put together a garden. So they have all these things that they're buying, and they have it all budgeted out. And so if something is pushed back in terms of its timeline, they still have that budget they have to adhere to. So they're not going to go necessarily and just find an alternative or do all these things because it's already pre-planned, it's already set out, and to deviate from those plans would actually be a lot more inconvenient than waiting, say, a few weeks or a couple months.
Yeah, for sure. Excellent points. So the next one we got is a balance board. It's like an exercise thing. You stand on it and you basically like twist back and forth. You move your legs. I guess it works the obliques or whatever. Interestingly, this was also a Shark Tank product. Obviously branded. I forgot what it was called on Shark Tank, but yeah, Lori Grenier on Shark Tank invested in something like this. I forgot what it was called. The balance board. I don't know. Something like that. And
a teeter-totter.
Yeah, I wish I could remember what it was called. But anyway, so this is the next hot product. And, I do think, honestly, that people would buy this on an impulse at that price. And I did look, and these things did seem to be sold out in a lot of places. But again, I mean, come on. I think the problem with this is not so much the fact that it's not a good impulse or it's not a good product to sell. It's just that you're not going to make any money.
Yeah, I think this is actually too expensive.
Yeah, and Tim actually left a message in the chat. He said, "I sold something very similar to that balance board through FBA. It didn't go well. Hard to differentiate." So for the listeners out there, this product is $16.28 to buy, and then $5.46 shipping on AliExpress, and you get it on August 2nd, which is almost a month from now. So, again,
I mean, that's not terrible. I don't think that's the worst thing about this product. I would agree. It's like you said, it's just a piece of plastic.
Yeah.
Looking it up right now, I actually just found it looks like the same exact ones on eBay for $15.
There you go. That's what's ridiculous about this. Yeah, like Tim's left in the chat there. You're selling a piece of plastic that the manufacturer of this plastic, they're just trying to get it out of the warehouse. And no matter what you do, it's going to be a race to the bottom unless you do some really, really strong branding or something like that. But think about that. You're trying to do branding on this product. You're competing with Lori Grenier. You're competing with a shark. How are you going to win against someone like this that actually has the resources? Someone like that actually has the resources to like brand a product, brand a piece of plastic, and win in the marketplace.
Yeah, and that's another thing that really bothers me about this low ticket model is that people think this is going to be the easier route, but in reality, the people that are selling stuff and really succeeding when it comes to selling cheap stuff are the biggest of big corporations.
Yeah.
Because they're playing this huge volume game. They already have the infrastructure set up. They already have the in-store deals, the whole thing. So to think that you're just going to come in and sell a cheap piece of plastic and like do that well, you're fooling yourself. And even Dan Kennedy talks about this in the book Marketing to the Affluent. He talks about really the only people that can get by selling cheap things are big companies, and the only people that can get by marketing to lower income people. And it's not to say that you have to be lower income to buy something like this, but you are getting into that range versus, and this is not something we do, but if you were going to take this concept of like a balance board, and I searched balance board workout, I guess, on Google, and there were some like more expensive ones that came up. There's like a $200 one and a $300 one, actually, but they're essentially tapping into a different demographic. Like the marketing is nice, the picture, the design of it, it's all really well done, and I'm sure there's a lot more to it. Yeah. So that's a different thing to do if you want to get into like an FBA space or doing something more unique. This is, again, just a piece of plastic.
Well, this is a product, Mike, that I think you need a very strong back end with. So if you're going to sell this piece of plastic and maybe you don't make money on it, maybe you make a little bit, the real money is going to be made when you sell them the workout videos afterwards, because that's, 100% margin or more.
Yeah. If you can do that, if you can sell these, so this is going to cost you $21. If you can sell these for $22 and immediately have an upsell for like some membership for workout videos or how to use it, all that, then maybe it could be good. But the fitness industry itself is so commoditized at this point. There's a million other things that, memberships people can buy, the same products people can buy. So you're going to have a really hard time standing out.
Yeah, if you think you're going to get into like the fitness industry, I think that's one of the most, not only ridiculous, but like most competitive markets out there. You got everyone selling like protein, but like with different labels on it. It's just so stupid. But that's another story.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what you would have to do if you wanted to sell this successfully in the long run.
Yeah, if you were already a fitness influencer, I think this is the way that it would have to work. You're already a fitness influencer. You have whatever 10,000 people follow you on Instagram. You say, "Hey guys, I got an awesome new product. It's this balance board. I'm selling it for $45." And people are going to buy it because they already like you as a person. They don't care about the plastic. They care about your name.
Yeah, it's like Joe Rogan. They sell those. I mean, I don't have one, but the kettlebells with the gorilla on it.
Yeah.
People are willing to pay extra for that because it's like, oh, I like, maybe they're fans of Joe Rogan and they like Joe Rogan talking about primates and all that stuff. So,
Yeah. Yeah, good.
So,
okay.
All right, moving on.
What's the solution, Joe?
The solution, instead of selling a balance board, why not sell a balance beam? Yeah, can you hear me? Mike cannot hear me, but we're good. So instead of selling a balance board, why not sell a balance beam? I'm looking at these balance beams. I just did a quick Google shopping search. A fallen tree balance beam. It looks like a tree. $4,000. We might go start selling these.
I don't see that. Is that in the presentation?
Yeah, it's after that slide. It's slide 5. Fallen tree balance beam in the top.
I can't. Okay, I don't have it big enough. That's cool.
Yeah, and then you have
like playground little thing.
Yeah, you have other playground type balance beams. Like ones for outside, ones for inside. Fitness type stuff. Hey, I mean, you're selling a piece of plastic versus like a masterfully engineered type thing that's meant for balancing. Like what? And who's gonna buy this? Who's gonna buy this stuff? People and companies with money. You're trying to build a park. You're trying to decorate an outdoor space. You have a huge yard. You're trying to make the yard cool. There you go.
You have a gymnastics club.
There you go.
I'm sure in the space there are trusted brands that like certain people will only buy this type of brand. So if you can get in with those, then you are literally like, whereas with the plastic thing, you just have a name and then maybe you could sell it. These are for one, like 100 times more expensive. And if you can get in with an already established brand, it's like, boom, like you just became an influencer with 20,000 followers because people are going to be looking up these products. People are going to have emotions and trust already related to these products, and they're going to come to you, and it's going to be an easy sale. Whether it's easy to get in, that's a different story. As you know, Joe, we outlined that in our course, how to get in with these types of suppliers. And Nathan, I see your question, and we will get to that. It is related to this. But, yeah, it's like people This is way easier to do, getting in with a supplier. And once you get in with one, you can get in with multiple over time, versus trying to build a brand from the ground up about plastic boards or fitness, a generic fitness concept.
Yeah, yeah, good stuff. So, way better solution. I mean, put your time and effort into selling that. You'll make more money selling one of these than you will probably 100 of these. Probably, what, $25 times 1,000? It's $2,500. Actually, I'm not. So that's $25,000. I don't know, but whatever the math is, you're gonna have to sell a lot of these stupid pieces of plastic to, just if you just sell one of these, you'll make more money. You get the idea, because you'll probably get anywhere from 10 to 50% margin on these types of balance beams.
Yeah.
So the next product is a mini solar power water fountain garden pool pond. So it's like a mini pump, and it makes like a fountain like effect if you put it in like just a little thing of water. Like if you put it in your pool, it's gonna make like a fountain shoot up from the middle of this solar energy pump. Actually, honestly, I think this thing is pretty cool. It costs $10.64 and $5 to ship, so $15 or $16, and the user would get it a month from now on August 6th. So, I don't think there's anything wrong with the product being cool, and I can actually see a product like this going viral. But again, I think you're going to be wasting your time. And
Yeah.
Mike,
I see Amazon is selling these for $22.
there you go. If someone's are they really is someone who really wants this for their pool gonna wait a month when they can get it in a few days? Like by the time, like when summer's almost over.
Yeah, Walmart's selling it too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like these items are already on like big retailers most of the time.
Yeah, because what do you think these manufacturers are doing? They're putting all their stuff on Amazon.
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand about FBA is you're trying to like make these products and market them. Meanwhile, the people in China that are making the products and obviously have the best margins are on the listing too. They're trying to sell the same things. So you really need to know what you're doing in terms of marketing. But beyond knowing what you're doing, you need to actually have leverage. And so how do you create leverage? By having a better price, which you're not going to do in this circumstance, by having a unique angle, or by having a brand. So if you're not prepared to do any of those things, and well, the caveat would be if you have margin. If you have enough margin to just like spend a lot in advertising, then you can win. You can win despite a lot of competitors. So yeah, if you're not prepared to do all these things, it's not going to be an easy time for you.
No, it's going to be a very, very hard time. And so what is the solution to selling a little mini pump like this that it's going to be a race to the bottom, or people are just going to click your Facebook ad and be like, oh, that's pretty cool. I wonder how much Amazon is selling it for. I wonder how quick I can get it on Amazon, and then go buy it elsewhere. The solution is selling these types of industrial pumps. And, honestly, I don't know that much about pumps at all, but I can see that these things are selling for $9,000, $20,000, $3,000, $30,000. And we have sold this type of stuff before. Not pumps exactly, but stuff that costs this much money.
I'm laughing at these store names.
Absolute
water pumps, pump products, pump biz.
Yeah.
And you know what? To be honest, probably some of these could be fellow dropshippers, but it could also be people that are like seriously in the pump game. But it doesn't even really matter if it's Home Depot, if it's Amazon. First of all, Amazon is going to be less likely to sell these because for a multitude of reasons, that'd be a whole separate show. But you can easily come in and compete here because there's only a few stores for example, the AMT Gorman Rupp trash pump, there's not a lot of people selling them. So at $10,000, like we're talking about, you have plenty of margin to just get traffic, get relevant traffic at a cost that would be profitable.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what the other thing is with this? I mean, say worst case scenario, you couldn't get in with any of these pump suppliers that are on the screen. There are so many different types of pumps, like probably thousands. So there's no way you're going to tell me that you can't find a profitable, expensive pump to sell in a given market.
Even in this listing, that's a trash pump. There's a sewage pump. I don't know if that's different. An irrigation pump, a straight centrifugal pump, a closed coupled something or other. And I feel like some people are watching this right now probably thinking, oh, this is too complicated. I don't want to do that. I want to sell plastic on the internet. And what's easier? In my opinion, learning some definitions of pumps is infinitely easier. You can do it in a day versus building a fitness brand or building some sort of like, I don't know what kind of brand you would need to sell a solar water fountain garden thing. Yeah. Garden decor. Just getting some knowledge about products is actually really easy. And I feel like some people feel like it's daunting. But it can really separate you, especially if you call up one of these pump people and you're like, yeah, I got a centrifugal closed valve guy and he's doing this and this and this. And, I'm looking to get into these water irrigation ones. And, that's sometimes all it takes is just demonstrating a little bit of knowledge.
Yeah.
And, then you're in the door.
Yeah, exactly. And, it's not to say that you only have to sell. You can be in like a shoulder niche that has like a pump related to it. And then you sell like the specific pump that that's related to the stuff you're already selling. So there you go.
Exactly.
There you go. All right. So this one, the next product is a 4-in-1 eyebrow pencil waterproof drawing. So basically it's a pencil for making your eyebrows look better, marketed towards women. And it says it's free shipping. It's either $1 to $3.14. And you're going to get this it says you're going to get it before September 12th, which is 2 months from now, or you're going to get a full refund. I don't even know what to say about this. I mean, I don't know much about makeup, but like I'm pretty sure you can go when you go to like Macy's or something. I'm pretty sure I've been walking like when I used to walk through the mall or whatever before everything was closed. They probably give these out like for free. Like they're probably sitting in like a little jar or something, and you just pick them up. It's probably like your free gift. Like I don't know.
Yeah, you better be Ezra Firestone if you want to sell some women's cosmetics online.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second, actually. So for those who don't know who Ezra Firestone is, he created a women's makeup brand. He had a partner, Cindy. I don't know her last name, but I think she died.
Joseph.
Cindy what?
Joseph.
Cindy Joseph. I think she died, unfortunately. But the whole concept behind the makeup brand was it was being sold to women over 50, and the concept was like less is more. Like once you hit that age, you should be using less makeup, embracing your natural look. So there was like a whole thing. It was like the product, which they probably had there was a bit of custom formulation around. They had, the whole philosophy, and, they had their customer base. Like it was engaging for.
They had the influencer.
They had the influencer.
But to get the customer base, they targeted basically like every woman on Facebook over 55 over the course of a couple of years.
Yeah. That's the only way to really build a makeup brand like this. Is you better be ready to hit every woman in the United States. There's no niche potential for this.
Yeah, and especially to go in like brandless, to try and develop your own makeup brand name is ridiculous. Unless, again, you have the firepower of Ezra Firestone to target every woman over 55 on Facebook with content, not even trying to get their purchase, with content just to get them get the brand name into their head, and then work them down this dipsy doodle funnel where they're going to buy a product, and now you have them and you can remarket to them and start making money. It's a very long game, and you need to be a serious expert to do it. Women are very particular about makeup. This is what I hear, Joe. So
yeah. I mean, I think you're right about it. I mean, I think there's certain brands that they like. You know, this one matches my skin, this one doesn't. This one doesn't
the way
work.
it feels.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead.
No one is going to go and buy, just some random cheap makeup thing.
No.
I think even if you buy less expensive cosmetics, there's usually a serious amount of brand loyalty that goes on.
Yeah, for sure. And I want to talk about what you said, Mike, because you said when Ezra Firestone built a makeup brand, he was targeting them with content, which I want to talk about, but he also had a full team. Like, there was many people on his team, and you just glazed over the fact that he had an influencer. That was a huge part of it. There was someone on his team that was able to speak to the demographic. And if you're just Joe Schmo sitting in his office like me, how am I going to speak to a women's... How am I going to talk about makeup? I hate makeup.
You would never wear it?
No. Don't get me started on makeup. I think it's a whole thing. I don't want to get into it.
All right. Well, so what do we do instead?
What do we do instead? So instead of trying to sell cheap makeup to who, might even give them like some sort of a rash or something. Who knows? I'm not going to put that on my face. You want to sell for what?
I'm saying if someone buys your cosmetics and then they get...
Oh yeah, I am not going anywhere near that. No skin to skin contact. But yeah. So here we have a collection of makeup vanities. So a makeup vanity is you basically sit in front of it. It goes into your bedroom, and there's compartments for makeup, whatever, and that's it. Like. They're going for $2,000, $1,800, $1,600, $2,000, and you're just
Joe, you're the niche king.
I'm pretty good at it, right?
These are some good things. I know there's a new module as well in the course, specifically about picking niches.
There is, and yeah. I mean, to me, I feel like I can find so many niches with like my eyes closed. It's so easy. Like all I do is I research a lot of stuff. Like when it comes to our businesses, like the blog sites and all that. But this is always the easiest one, is finding like empty drop shipping ones.
Mm-hmm. Like that. Hold on a second. I want to look something up. So just keep talking.
Yeah. So, I mean, makeup vanities, like it's a unique thing. I mean, it's going to be invested in by like an upper class affluent person. Because like if you're not wealthy, you're not likely to get a whole separate section of your room to like put on makeup. And there's so many different unique styles where, there's so many long tail options for stuff like this. I don't really know much about style, but like looking at the picture, I'm seeing like a shabby chic makeup vanity.
Yeah, I'm looking at that Welton one. On the right corner, bottom right, also on the top middle. But like someone that's going to buy that, they're going to be a high end, middle class, upper class type person. And so these people probably have a lot of money to spend. It's not anything to sneeze at for them to buy, a $1,500 thing just to put on makeup.
Yeah.
So why would you try and sell these $5 little makeup sticks that you're going to have a hard time standing out, whereas you can tap into this demographic just as easy by just getting in with some good high-end brands.
Yeah, yeah. So interesting one. Let's go on to the next one, or are you still looking something up?
No, I wanted to look up Welton.
Okay. So the next one we saw is a hat. It's an Arctic cap cooling ice cap. And so you put it on your head, and I think it reflects the sun in a way where it may keep your head cool or something. Pretty cool. But, what'd you say?
I said you should buy one.
I know. My head does get high. I gotta wear a hat when I go outside for real, or I'm gonna get. Say again.
I said this is made for you.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna buy it from AliExpress. I'm not gonna buy it from a Facebook ad either.
No?
No, I don't think so. I don't want to wait until August 4th to get it, which is a month from now. My head is hot now. I need immediate relief.
That's true. Do we ever tell people about how we tried? Well, we bought mermaid blankets.
Yeah.
We bought mermaid blankets off AliExpress. Actually, no. Did I buy mine off AliExpress, or was that only you?
No. I think you bought it on Amazon. This was like a few years ago when I was like really cheap. So you bought it on Amazon for your girlfriend. You got it in 2 days. Everything went well. I think it was like Valentine's Day or something. And it was coming up. And I got it from AliExpress. And like I couldn't give my wife her Valentine's Day present because it came like 3 months later. Like literally 3 months later. And I tried to get... It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't think it was going to come at that point.
Yeah,
you just given up.
I gave up on it, and then the mermaid blanket arrived. We're like, what the hell is this? It was like this packet, and it was soft, and then there it was, the mermaid blanket.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, this is $7. It has some as seen on TV thing, so I don't know if that's the exact. Can you even do that?
I'm sure there is some, with a lot of this stuff, I feel like no one cares about the potential legal implications.
You mean none of the people on AliExpress?
None of the people on AliExpress definitely don't care, but it's a lot of the times ignored by the people actually drop shipping it because, they'll probably, if it does take off, they'll probably get away with it for a limited amount of time,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, these products are going to die out anyway. So you might as well do something. I mean, don't listen to me. It's just for entertainment. If you're doing something illegal, and then you get caught, it gets taken down, whatever, you already got the products out. So that's something we recommend. I'm sure Joe's getting comfortable about me talking about this, but I don't want you to do this anyway. So what should you do instead, Joe?
So instead of a Arctic cooling cap for $7, you should sell a huge umbrella that can also keep the sun off of your bald head. So there you go. And I'm looking at umbrellas on the screen. Go ahead.
I said focus guessed what it was going to be. He called it.
He did call it. Good job, Focused.
You better be onto this by now.
Yeah.
You're here every week.
It's a longtime loyal viewer. Hopefully he gets the picture. So yeah. I mean, some of these umbrellas are going for almost $6,000. A commercial 16-foot giant cantilever umbrella. And, this is an interesting one because I bet if you were to sell this right now, you can get a lot of B2B customers because a lot of restaurants are offering outside dining now. And I was just at a party and talking to some of my friends who work at restaurants, and they're saying a big issue with the outside dining is the rain. And so what happens is everyone's dining outside, the rain hits, and then the staff has to go get to-go boxes, and everyone has to leave.
Oh my God.
So just get an umbrella.
Yes. And I'll tell you what, Joe, if they're buying a commercial cantilever umbrella at $5,600, they're not buying one. They got to stock the whole restaurant.
You're right.
So that could be $50,000, $100,000 purchase order.
Yeah. What's the biggest order we've ever got, Mike? I think we talked about this on another video, but what was it, like $70,000? Because someone bought multiple
Yeah,
things?
yeah, something around there,
Cool. So
something like that.
let's,
Yeah, they
let's
bought like 11 of something.
yeah. So those hats were like $7. And so how many hats do you have to sell to get to $70,000? You have to sell 10,000 of those hats. Whereas we did that in one order. And then that's the screenshot. Like that's the screenshot. The guru holds up their phone. Whoops. You can see my phone.
Yeah.
And there it is. Look what I did. Viral.
Bradbury said you're not taking one of those hiking though.
Speak for yourself.
I guess not, but who cares?
Yeah. Speak for yourself, though. I might take it hiking. Depends how.
Yeah, soon they might have one that goes in like a portable one. You know, goes in like a backpack or something.
Yeah, it depends how strong you are. All right. So, do we have anything else to say about these brellies?
The Brelly. I know. I mean, again, you're making me question some things here. We might have to make some calls after this.
I mean, we're not going to be making calls. We're going to have our have someone else do it, but maybe.
You know, we held off on making videos like this for a while because I guess we didn't want people to get like a hold of the idea that it's about like one product. But I think we articulated it well that it's like there's so many different options you can go into, and we found these in I'm sure you found these in like 20 minutes. So
5 minutes.
yeah, it's I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is the reason why I made this video. I think people want to see this. You know, hope you guys found it helpful. I mean, it's probably helpful to find some real life examples. I think your skill sets are better served if you go out and you seek the real life examples out yourself. But, you know, hopefully this will give you a means to do that. And, you know, just telling by the viewership, we got a lot of viewers right now. So I think,
I think people are sticking around and waiting to see what you uncover.
It's a hot topic. But anyway, why don't we get to the questions in the chat?
Sure.
So let's go from the top. Peter, I have a question if you could touch on it. How do you convince suppliers to agree to a dropshipping model? The ones I've spoken to only want to sell me in bulk. And then we have another question from one of our students, Nathan. You could just ask us this in your private channel, Nathan, but he says, I'm in the same boat as Peter, been reaching out to 30 plus suppliers, and these last few weeks only found 2 that are capable and interested in doing dropshipping. So let me say this. When you're first getting started, 30 suppliers is not like that big of an amount, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I highly doubt all of them answered you yet. Sometimes securing suppliers can be quite a long process. You know, sometimes it can take up to a month of back and forth, but maybe they have all answered you. But you know, the quick answer is you're not going to get every supplier to dropship, but you got 2 out of 30, and all you need is 1. And as soon as you start selling those other 2, it's going to be leverage for other suppliers, because then you have a proof of concept and you tell them, hey, you know, I'm already doing this much in sales and I want to, you know, I want your catalog, I want your products to be a part of that. So 2 out of 30, I feel is actually not too horrible. But the best way you can convince them is by getting sales. And that means, you know, securing more suppliers. So I guess it's a chicken or the egg type thing, you know, but that's just how it works.
Yeah, and I'm looking at you just sent us a message earlier, Nathan. Sometimes that's how it is in a particular industry. There are definitely industries where they're not as open to drop shipping as others. It doesn't mean you can't make them work. Sometimes that's just a trade-off, right? It's if you can get into that industry, whether it's through selling some related stuff and then sort of working your way in supplier by supplier, then it can be super lucrative. Or, you know, maybe it's just not the way you want to start. But that's why we advise how we do it in the course. Like if someone came in and they were following someone else's methodologies and they just made a store specifically about the suppliers you were trying to get, and then this happens, like they've just wasted all their time. With this, even though it's like probably a little bit discouraging for you, the time isn't wasted because I'm sure there's multiple other categories that you can branch off into. And then as the time comes, maybe you get more and more sales. You can go back to them and say, hey, we're selling this stuff. I know you're not open to drop shipping, but like you're going to want to reconsider this. Or you make enough money to say, hey, I'll take in a few of these if you drop ship the rest. And then, you're willing to do that up front, again, to get in with these more exclusive suppliers. And now it's going to be a very lucrative thing for you. So there's no real failure in this. You're just learning about the particular industry you're going to be making your store in. But there's plenty of other shoulder niches and other product types that are related that you can put on the same store that you can work into. So I wouldn't be too discouraged by that.
Yeah, and we sell in some industries that are pretty darn hard to get into. And it's been just a product of what I just said. Like starting small. Maybe we probably started with one supplier. And then, every 6 months, we'd follow up with this company. A year goes by, follow up with this company. Hey, here we are. What are you going to do? And eventually, that's how you get the best ones. And Brian, he says in the chat, I had a supplier I emailed and called 3 times each about 3 months ago, and they just contacted me last week. So, yeah, like I said, sometimes, they're a company, and companies are not always like, they're messy, Like, things are going on. The office could be hectic. Everyone's wearing different hats. So, don't expect it to be like, sometimes it is very streamlined, but it's not always like that.
Yeah. We've had suppliers that I think when you're starting out, you're a lot more like antsy about it. Cause I'm definitely the same way with like our real estate endeavor. I get crazy if like I don't see results happen quick enough. And it's a good thing because you're like, all right, what else can I do? What else can I do? What else can I do? But in the end, like I look back on the dropshipping stuff and I'm a lot more calmer about it because I trust the process. And like, we've been through it so many times and we have results coming in. So like, I don't care as much. So I'm just used to the timeline. I'm used to the process. And I think, once you start getting some people in and then you start getting sales, it'll be a lot easier and it'll be worth it.
Yeah, totally. And I agree with your sentiment there because for the blog sites, that I manage for the business, I have total like analytics addiction for that. I got to check it every day, sometimes multiple times a day. My wife makes fun of me. She's like, Joe, you're looking at the numbers again? And it's like, I always got to see what's going on with the site today. Is it going up? Is it going down? But in the back of my mind, I know that looking at it on a day-to-day basis is totally useless. Like, you see big progress quarterly at best, at worst, but like yearly is where you see the most progress and how you should evaluate things.
Yeah, it's like watching hair grow or something, trying to refresh your SEO analytics. Maybe that's why you do it.
Yeah. So Omar asks, how are you guys dealing with long shipping times now? I think we kind of explained that. Like I said, if someone buying a high ticket item, they're willing to wait. I waited 8 weeks, 9 weeks for the Peloton bike, a couple months for a hydroponic system I just ordered. So I think we already answered that.
Yep.
Focus says, problem with furniture pieces like Vanity is finding a good supplier with MAP. I would agree with that sentiment, but
there's a million of them.
Yeah, there is a lot of them, but I want you to touch on that point, Mike. But I wanted to bring up the fact that not everything you sell has to have MAP. MAP is obviously better, but you can sell things in a competitive market. We've sold things that have 50 plus items on Google Shopping. And it's not like we sold a lot of them, but it was a supplier that it was very simple. They had a CSV of like thousands of products. You learn to work the Shopify CSV, you upload it, and you had like a low budget campaign, and you just let it run, and it would make us, every month we'd get a couple sales, and it was $600, nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, and if they're not a good supplier, then just find another one. I mean, I can speak from personal experience. There are plenty of good furniture suppliers out there, but you don't have to sell just furniture. We were talking about the makeup vanities. There's other things that are involved in that I can't think of off the top of my head, but you can find if you're doing the methods in the course that maybe aren't like that. Actually, I can think of one that we had on our on a particular site that we sold, and it was related to that, and it was not furniture, but it was unique, and it was expensive, and it sold very well, very easily. So
yeah. So let's see. Bradbury Robinson says immediate relief is a very different niche. I think I know what you're saying, but we'll leave that open to interpretation. Wife says Mike bought it from Amazon. Joe ordered from AliExpress. It was for Christmas. It arrived in May. So it was supposed to arrive for Christmas, and it arrived 5 months later. The mermaid blanket.
it's good stuff.
So Michael Burke, is he in our course? I don't know. But he asks, any advice for selling to U.S. market from Ireland? I mean, there's not...
Get a U.S. business.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, there's not much advice. Once you have the U.S. business, there's not much, there's not much to do. Check out Stripe Atlas. They have a service. There's not... That's such a particular process. Like, we obviously don't have any... we do have business experience. We set up a business in the UK, which we're not using, but the only thing I could say to that is when you're setting up a business in a foreign place outside of your country, be prepared for back and forth and be prepared for paperwork. So, it's going to be, I would just do it where you're at. Just do it in the UK.
Yeah. And to go back to Nathan's point about how, you're taking action a lot and you don't necessarily get the results you want. Like, for us to get that UK business, it actually took a really long time for that to manifest, because we were in Amsterdam when we decided to do that, Joe, right? And that was in September of last year. And then we finally got the business fully set up. When was it?
Very long
March,
time. Probably
April.
like 6 months, 7 months.
Yeah, so that's a half a year. Just for like the first step.
Yeah.
And we were willing to do that because, we already have things going and all that. But sometimes things take a little bit longer than you expect.
Yeah. Brian dropping some motivational knowledge. He says, I already said what he said before about the supplier, but he says also you can get lucky and get a distributor that represents multiple brands. He says a lot you have to ignore and just move on. Come back to them later when you have more leverage. So that's good stuff. Bradbury Robinson says, I had some dealings with affiliate managers and companies in a particular niche. The problem is I found that they have a major share of power and they can treat you however you want. If they don't want the customer sales promotion at that time, then the chances are they'll just ignore you. I mean, it's an open field out there. Like, different companies are going to do different things, and you just got to play your game, and I'm not really worried about I'm not worried about one particular supplier,
Well, he's talking about affiliate stuff.
I think he's just trying to draw a parallel where, and getting in with affiliate programs is oftentimes very similar to getting in with dropshipping suppliers, legitimate dropshipping suppliers. So,
yeah,
like Wayfair's affiliate program, like very, very difficult to get in with. You got to get in through Commission Junction. We didn't get in directly through them, but I was told when people apply directly, like less than 1% get in. So, um, so Tofi says, "Bro, I just opened my shop. Can you give winning product to use?"
Well,
I don't know if you're
scroll back about an hour and just watch it from the top, Tofi. Give us your store name.
yeah. Tofi, we'll be around for a few more minutes if you want to drop your store name in, and we'll take a look at it. But I don't know if you're trolling us or not.
Yeah, we'll
Hopefully
see.
not. All right. So, we'll wait. We'll give him a few minutes to reply. But, before that, let's just give people the resources to check out. So you can grab our free course, the Online Asset Playbook, buildassetsonline.com/playbook. Our free blog course, free, totally free, buildassetsonline.com/blast. Our dropshipping course, a lot of successful student interviews. Go check those out on our YouTube channel, on the podcast. You can get that at buildassetsonline.com/asset. Our Kindle course, which is, what do they say, poppin'? Is it poppin' right now?
It's OD popping.
It's OD poppin' right now. Lots of, wait. So when you say OD, is it like OD? Like, does it matter which syllable you emphasize?
I say OD. Someone like Jared would say OD.
Yeah. That's what I was looking for. So it's OD poppin' right now. Buildassetsonline.com/Kindle. Seems like people in our private Discord group, lots of swaps going on. Things are happening. We're going to be having some Kindle success interviews coming real soon. And when that happens, the price goes up. So grab that Kindle course now. And of course, Elite Fleet membership, buildassetsonline.com/membership. Price is going up on that soon too, but you basically get a one-on-one Discord channel with me and Mike and access to our membership group. So, okay, Tofi is answering the question. He said he doesn't have any product on his store yet, so just go watch the rest of this video, Tofi. Marcus Hagen asks, I'm in the course. If I have a furniture product that I'm not necessarily too interested in, is it better that I find something else in a less saturated, less generic market?
Well, I personally don't care about your interest in a product. That should never be the deciding factor in anything that you do.
Yeah.
This is not about passion. This is about just making money, and then you can make the money and you can do things you're interested in. But then you say that you're alluding to the fact that it is saturated and generic. So, I don't know. It's hard to say, Marcus. I'd have to verify your claims. So if you want to, I don't know if you're in the Elite Fleet or not. If not, you might want to get in there, and then we can actually look at your situation a bit better and give you a more in-depth answer. It's hard to say just based on that message, unfortunately.
Yeah. So let's take it out. We already read all the resource for you to go to. That's it.
That's it. Take it easy.
All right, we're just going to wait a few seconds for it to end so the take it easy gets captured. Otherwise, the stream cuts off early. So in 10 seconds, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,